What kind of bikes you guys using today?
Not exactly sure, but probably an aero one most of the time.
Yeah, aero for the first two sprints, and then because there's those two climbs, probably change to a lighter one, obviously.
That's good to know. That's not frowned upon, changing bikes.
Nope.
Yes, as long as you don't change it like when the group goes rolling again.
Afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon.
Morning. Good morning.
I know it's morning.
Dan can probably say if it's worth changing to a climbing bike on the Libby Hill and what's it called, 23rd Street, because like you go downhill and then a bit flat and then straight up, so come in with lots of speed, so it's quite short as well.
That is a good plan.
About how long are those two climbing segments? Aren't they about a minute each, roughly?
A little over.
The first one's 600 meters. The second one is 300. So, yeah.
We have to stop right after Libby too, right? So we don't go down the hill.
Yeah. Yeah,
Don't
that's a
forget.
tricky one.
Do you have an Apple TV?
If you have PC, what is it? A? A brings you straight to the pairing menu?
Yep, A.
Okay, those are my breaks.
Yep, me too.
I'm curious, what do you do with Apple TV?
Go into the pairing menu.
Oh, you have to do it. You have to like
You go hit menu,
navigate.
then you have. Yeah.
Oh wow.
You get good at it. Just don't hit exit.
I thought when I go to type messages on the keyboard, I always forget to hit M first, so I just start typing away and start bringing up random screens. Like,
Patrick and other people. That's stuff. Where's all the league information for this, Kev? Is that what Jake and coach?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the man himself. There he is.
I'm here.
How are you, coach? You well?
Yeah, not bad. Not too bad at all. It'll be my last ride, I think, for a couple of weeks now, so because I'm moving house. So I ain't going to have anything to ride on. See? How you guys doing?
Good.
all is well.
All is well.
Cosmic.
Cosmic. That's what I like to hear. Cosmic. Nice. Peace.
Top five, Tommy. Top five, Tommy.
How are we doing?
Cosmic. We said that.
Waiting for shake and bake, are we?
Who am I going to be leading out? I don't know. Oh, there he is, Captain.
Hello, friends.
No shake and bake.
Howdy.
Right, so just to with you, I've told my YouTube channel already, but I'm going to vlog this one. So no slagging off any of the teams, no swearing, no abuse, nothing like that. But if you do, I can always edit it out. And that's well, if we do really badly, I'll just bin it.
That'd be cheating.
We can still verbally abuse you though, right? Just not the other teams?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Same as every week, Patrick.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, Patrick, new wave, Patrick. Have you got a recording going on this one for the Discord end of it?
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. This is the future now. We can have Discord audio on the recordings.
So what's the plan?
Well, looking at the numbers, it's pretty much 50-50. ATP, at last count half an hour ago, ATP had 16 signed up and Snow had 16 signed up. So it's pretty much dead heat. So I suggest we do our own thing. And I think to do that, we wait in the pen for a minute and then we go. So that's the plan this week. It's the sprints first, the 2 sprints first. So we'll do those, obviously. It's pretty routine. Then you've got Libby Hill. So it's Richmond UCI, so it's 16K. You've got the 2 sprints, and then you've got Libby Hill, and then you've got 23rd Street Com, which is a uphill sprint of about 20 seconds as well. So sorry, go on, Coach.
That second King of the Mountain comes pretty quick after the first one, right?
No, right yes, yeah, it does, yes. So we'll have to, when you go through the top of Libby Hill, stop at the banner, but it's not as bad as the other way around. On the reverse side, it's really tough, and if you don't press pair as soon as you go over the top, you roll into the start of the next com. This one, because it's Libby Hill to the top, you've got a good 200-300 meters of flat, which, if you're not pedaling, should be more than enough for your character to auto stop. So as long as you stop pedaling when you go through the banner, you shouldn't need to go into the pairing menu at the top of Libby Hill.
We'll stop after every sprint, right?
Yep, stop after every sprint. Patrick, what's the distance to the first sprint again, please?
It was
It's 4. 4.
4.1, yeah.
4.1 is the first one. Okay, so we've got plenty of time to group up, but we'll wait in the pen for a minute. So please don't roll out.
So disky disc. Discs on for the first 2, I reckon. And I'll be switching to Millstones, I think.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. So it's going to be 2 flat sprints. So yeah, your aero setup's the best for that. Something like Cervelo Disc 2020 with die cut wheels. Always a good shout. And then for Libby Hill, Tron isn't a bad shout, but there's I can't remember what the lightweight setup is. Does anyone remember that? That's good for it.
Is it the Ethos or something? The Ethos?
Yeah, the Ethos with Millstones on.
Milensteins or the Roval.
Should we change bike before the climb?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going for
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
That's Mike, the legendary Mike Ellington, captain of my TTT team. At the race
Is it okay that I changed to an e-bike?
E-bike. Yeah, just don't tell the race organizer. I won't tell him if you won't. Hang on.
Okay.
Right, we're holding.
Okay, I've just inadvertently rolled out.
No, we're holding for a minute.
Yeah, I've rolled out a few meters, so don't pedal. It's all good. Don't go further than me.
Well, I did the same thing. That's just like involuntary.
Just testing.
I just heard the chime, and then when it got down to 0, I just instinctively started pedaling, even though we discussed not doing that 100 times.
Well, just checking who's paying attention, that's all. Making sure everybody's on the ball. Get the focus ready. Looks like everybody else has rolled out, including ATP.
I behaved myself this time.
Whenever you tell us to go, Jake, we'll go.
Cool. As soon as we hit 16, we'll roll out on my clock. I haven't got a time for you. I can't give you a 10-second shout out. As soon as we hit 16, I'll call it and we'll roll out at the usual 1.5 to 2.0. There we go. 16. Let's roll out, please. Group up together. And so, because there's no sort of point in bothering on your energy for finishing placing on this, we roll between the segments as easy as possible to conserve as much energy as you can, and then you go as hard as you can on the segment. That's the most efficient way to do this race.
So Dan is a bit ahead. He has no Discord yet.
Yeah, Jake, problem.
Yeah.
Jake, Dan.
Yeah, that's okay. Dan will look after himself. It looks like Robert Morris said he's missed the start.
Gan is here.
Yeah, and Roseanne couldn't get in, so she's not here.
Who's not your friend? Is that Tina?
Yeah, 50 is not great. It's the Apple TV thing.
Okay, I'm here and everything's back now.
Okay, everybody. So my position is 75, 0.1. Let's roll out. This is unlike any other race on Zwift, that's for sure. Rolling out the pen at 1.5 after a minute.
I'm liking it so far.
Yeah, it's a lot easier than ZRL, isn't it? It's like ZRL, but without the threshold between the effort.
Yeah.
Jake, as I said, 2.0 is too. It's too hard for me to keep you. I'm already behind.
I mean, I'm only doing 1.5, Layla. I'm not doing any more than that yet. I can't really go much slower than that.
No.
Got a bit stretched out.
But I'm doing 1.7, 1.8, 9 here.
It's okay. Well, you'll group
flatten
up.
out here. You should
We got plenty of time, so just group up. Obviously, you sit in the group, recover. We're not going to be doing more than 1.5 in the group. So if you're at the back of the group, you'll be doing less than that.
Yeah, it looks like you're in the wind, Layla. Well, if you just catch someone's wheel, you could probably close to halve your effort and keep up.
Okay. Tommy, can you do me a favor and drop back for Layla, please?
I got it.
I'm waiting for.
Okay, thanks. I want to group up sooner rather than later, though. Remember, if it's at 4. What did we say? 4.1, 4.2?
4.1.
4.1. Okay, so we need to be ramping up from 3.1. You know the drill.
Oh.
Same as every sprint.
This one's after the hairpin, Jake.
Okay, yeah, I know that one. Thanks, Josh. Perfect. It's like 100 meters after the hairpin, right?
Yep, exactly.
Okay, yeah, we know that one. So you're going to have to be really going as we go around the bend, to be honest, guys, if you're going for fastest.
Yeah.
Remember, protected guys at the back of the group. If you're not a protected rider, you need to fill the gap between me and the protected riders. So me and Coach will be on the front. We'll be holding the pace that we're calling out on Discord, and I need everybody else to just fill the gaps between and the protected riders to sit at the back of the blob. Does that make sense? So your energy, a lot of the energy of the protected riders will be chasing holding the wheel of me or Coach, just plug in those gaps.
Josh, I'll listen out for specific instructions from you. Otherwise, I'll sit in the middle somewhere. But if you want specific things, just shout it out, and I will do my best to fill that gap.
We'll just fire up right as we start to come around the hairpin and just go like heck.
Okay. Now, are we nearly together off the back? It looks like it on the mini map.
Yeah, we're almost.
We're just about bridged. We're bridging now.
Okay, you've got basically 1K of recovery before we ramp it. And remember, this one is going to be about entry speed, so I know it's going to be a bit difficult for the lower cat riders and the build up, but it's going to be much more efficient for everybody that way.
So stay in the front, ladies. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, ladies are probably sitting near the front of the group, and that way they can draft people as they come past.
Hi, Jake. Can you hear me?
Hey, Stewie.
What do you want me to do, please?
Can you plug the gaps between, on this one, can you plug the gaps between me and coach and then everybody else? And what I'm guessing is you'll come past me on coach as we ramp the sprint up, as we go around the bend.
Okay.
And then on the climbs, what we'll do on the climbs is I'm going to give people domestiques on the climbs to help them.
Yeah, my 1 minute power is not great, so I can down on the climb. Yeah, everybody up to speed.
Perfect. Okay, and what we'll do is, as you know, when we go through the 1K to go marker, so to speak, at 3.1, we'll ramp it up to 3.0 on the front, and we'll steadily increase that pace gradually to the build-up. Now, the sprint starts at 4.1, right?
Yeah, and you can see it pretty clearly.
Yeah. Okay, good. Well, we're going to need that full K to ramp up, I think, on this one. And we'll try and hold it steady, but you know how it goes. In the last 500 meters, we'll be ramping it up 4, 5, 6, etc.
Yeah, as soon as we get round the corner, I'm going to launch it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're better to go, again, this is the same as all sprints, really. You're better to go too early than too late. You need to be at full speed as you're going across that green starting line. But it's just too late.
How long is this sprint roughly in seconds?
Say that again?
How long is this sprint in seconds roughly?
This one, anybody remember? 20, is it?
13 to 14 for the top.
Okay, yes, it's about 220 meters, yeah?
Yeah.
Quite short.
Okay, 220 meters, about 13 seconds.
Through a roundabout, and then it'll be a straightaway, and then the hairpin, and we go.
Okay, everybody knows this one, right? Can anybody not visualize it? Okay, so if you can visualize it, you know the bend we're talking about, and you need to be going as hard as you can there, really. Just sort of at least as we go around it. Not before it, but as you go around it, you've got to launch it there.
Do we want to stretch the line a little bit? Like a bit like now?
Yeah, as long as we don't get any gaps. So the lead outs need to make sure that they're plugging those gaps with the protected riders. Because any gaps is inefficient. Gaps are more than 5 meters in the lead out is not good.
Okay, Jake, we're going.
Okay, yeah, so we'll ramp it up to 3, please, on the front. The group looks like they're a bit strung out behind me. So
Yeah, they are a bit strung out.
Yeah. Everybody push up.
We are good. We're good.
I don't want anybody more than 5 meters away or anybody else. At the push, at an absolute push, you want to be as close. You want no meters.
So we're here. On.
Not fair. Some of you guys have power ups.
Okay, guys, you're going to have to ramp it a bit here.
Is the bend,
get ready. Here's the bend. So get ready. Okay, go. Go on, Josh. Come on, team. Hard as you can.
Yes.
Oh no.
Great work.
That was
perfect.
Oh.
Okay, stop here. Everybody stop. Stop pedaling. Recovery time. Go into the pairing menu if you need to. I'm going to move up a little bit. Don't come past me.
well done, Paddy.
Oh,
Just off it.
I need more drops.
Yeah, look like some good times there, Renee. Well done, Patrick. Well done, Dazza.
Web second.
Just going to move up a little bit. What I will say is there was a little bit of a gap there. I think it's because we had the ladies into the second layer, and people didn't come past me and Patrick Carney again till pretty late. So I want this time to be really tight, really tight. But really good times. The entry speed is good.
In C, we've got the top 3.
What's that? We got the top 3, or they did?
No, we did. Dan first, me second, Chris third.
Excellent. Can't ask so much more than that. How do we get on in B?
Josh was first.
Perfect.
Got fourth.
Yeah.
Patrick Carney, fifth.
Thanks, Silas. D?
Just first, I think.
Perfect.
That was absolutely perfect for me, guys.
No, I'm third. I was first of female. I'm third overall.
Yeah, I can see it now. And I'm
Okay,
fifth.
well, third's still really good.
Yeah, I mean, John from ATP is just too fast. I'm not gonna beat him. So third is, I think, the max I can do.
The thing about sprinting as well is you can't beat everybody. There's always going to be somebody faster, and you can just only get it as good as you can get it, and we've got to be happy with it. Third's still a really good result. You're still winning the series overall at the minute, so I don't think we're in any danger. You just keep racking up points like that, and we'll be fine.
I lost the grip in the beginning of the sprint. You guys went too fast.
So I think Dan, you had a bit of a gap at the back there. I think.
Yeah, I'm good though.
Yeah, I did the sprint alone, nobody around, so.
Okay, well, do we do what we did last time then, which is how we counted it last time, which is you guys go a bit further up ahead?
Yeah, I tried to just jump on when you're closing up.
We did that in Lettuce Express last week and it worked, so should we try it again?
I'd like to.
Okay, so what we'll do is get another minute or two's rest. There's no need to rush off. Get your energy back, get your recovery back. We'll send the ladies off. The ladies that want to go up ahead, off 30 seconds ahead of us. And that way we can hold the gap. What distance is the next sprint, Patrick?
It's exactly like 3 kilometers, 7.6, somewhere in there.
Okay, so it's not long at all then. So before you know it, we'll be on the ramp up. So we'll need to edge up. So what I want everyone to do, first and foremost, is edge up to me now before we set off. We've got at least another 2 or 3 minutes before we set off. But I want you to edge up to me so that we're all setting off from the exact same point. I know it seems really OCD and really anal, but when there's 3K and we've got to launch it with 1K, and we're trying to send people a little bit further up and coordinate that as well, we have to be together as we start. So let's do that.
What distance are you at?
Can someone call it? I'm in the pairing menu.
You're 4.7, and your position, what, 72?
Thanks, Patrick.
Yeah, I'm position 70, just in front of Jake.
So I got a pet for the next
4.7.
one. Is this one like on a little incline? That sprint, or is it like?
Now this segment is ridiculously short. The next one coming up, right? It's like sub 10 seconds.
Yeah. So do you remember this one? So basically, you go up the incline, and as you go up the incline, when you get to the top of it, you turn right. You then turn right, and then it's a left turn. And basically, is it a right and then a right and then a left, or is it a right, a left, and a left?
You're going the wrong way. You're going the wrong way. You're going the wrong way. It's longer. Longer up instead.
It's the longer one.
Yeah, it's the longer one.
Right into it.
It's a longer one. 7.6.
Fine. So
18 seconds.
yeah, it's 300 meters. I know the one you're talking about, Stu. Okay, yeah, fine.
Is that on the incline, guys?
So no, I don't think it is on much of an incline. If it is, it's very, very small.
It's pretty
So
flat.
the pedal is kind of useless. Okay, good.
What do you,
You'll see it coming from a distance. Yeah, yes, exactly as Stu says. You have to use your mini map on this one because I personally find it difficult to see the start of it. So I'm guessing other people do as well. So I'll call it as soon as I see it on the front, But obviously, if you know what the distance is and you can see it on the mini map, you're going to have to look after yourselves a little bit on this one because it is hard to see, and I will just be calling it on site. We don't have any landmarks, do we? To use?
We have some
Anyone know?
people right
It's a
after
road. It's a road from the side.
It's a
What-
right-hand turn, and then it's 600 meters till the finish line.
That's what I was going to say.
Okay, so
To the
at the
start-
right,
to the start line.
yeah. So at the right hand side, there's another 300 meters till the start of the sprint, right? That's what we're saying. Okay, fine. So we'll need to be at near full speed there anyway. So that kind of right hand bend can be your marker of I'm going to be going in about 9 seconds tops, absolute tops.
It's a bit
On the
longer
mini
now.
map, isn't it? On the mini map, isn't it where the two roads come back together? It's just in the direction we're traveling. It's not
Hang on,
far.
Patrick sent pictures in. Patrick did the recon for us. Patrick, you tell us what's going on here.
Well, the finish is where the road turns right.
Patrick Hallstrom, over to you.
Yeah, sorry, I had my mic muted. But yeah, the finish is where the road turns right, and it starts on one of the crossroads that is boarded up, or there's a road that comes from the side.
So do we think it's
That's where the green.
do we think it's about 500-600 meters from the turning then to the finish line? Do we think that's right? That is accurate.
No, a little bit longer, I think.
I think it's 700 or 800.
Okay, well we know the distance. What's the exact distance that it starts?
It was 7.6.
Okay, well we're gonna ramp it up at 6.6. We'll make it easy. We've got a rough idea of where it is. We know it's the right turning. Then it's going to be probably a little bit more than 600 meters, and we'll need to be sort of going it as we hit the crossroads. Is the start line? Are you saying just after the crossroads? At the
Hey
roundabout.
guys, and I need to be like 20 meters ahead of you going into that sprint because it's so long.
Okay, well, ladies, do you want to gradually set off at 33, unless anybody needs more rest? Okay, so ladies set off at 33 very gradually, and we'll set off at just sort of 30 seconds after that.
It's a little bit horrible because there's more than one crossroads.
Yeah, there is.
Throwing a curveball, so it's really awkward.
Okay,
It's
so we'll have to,
7.5 meters, 7.5 kilometers. You really have to be at the end.
you have to be going at full speed at 7.5, you think?
Well, I will be.
Okay, right. We'll use that as a marker then.
It's
So
the
yeah.
second crossroad.
So we'll try and call it as
Second crossroad.
the second crossroad. We'll try and call it as we see it. But keep in mind that it's going to, you're going to have to look after yourselves a little bit here. Look at the distance on the thing. Also keep in mind everything we've just said, and we'll do what we can. But we'll start the ramp up at 7.6, and then the sprint starts at 6.6, and the sprint starts at 7.6. Okay, so ladies have set off. Right. Please roll out, ladies. We'll let you get 20, 30 seconds. We'll let you get 20 seconds or so, and then we'll roll out as well.
It's so easy to go too early and run out of gas here. I've done it plenty of times. So if you're protected, maybe go a little bit later because it is long.
Okay, so we can afford to probably ramp this one up a little bit later than we would usually on that basis because it's so long. So yeah, just be a bit conservative with it. Okay, should we roll out then? Okay, rolling out. Got 2K till we start ramping it, basically.
So regardless, I'm going to go a little bit early. So I will fall short. So just push right through me.
Okay, mate. Okay, are we missing anybody?
Push up, guys.
Remember, I want no gaps, team. Matheson's with us again. He helped the other week. Maybe somebody reach out to him.
Hi, Captain. I'll check him out.
He was really useful in I think it was. I don't think it was last week. Maybe it was. But he was a really good lead out.
That's the boy in blue.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll be him. Yeah. Okay, we've got 1K or so till we start ramping, guys. Okay, 500 meters till we start ramping. You can see the series of turns we're talking about on the mini-map.
Yeah, on the minimap, you find you see the right-hand turn, you can start ramping.
Okay, ATP is waiting for you again.
Okay, don't worry about them. Don't worry about them, just keep tight. Ladies, you'll probably be the ones that suffer here if anyone does. Because you're already spread out. Snow, keep tight. No gaps. Okay, going to start increasing the pace here. Not much.
Passing ATP at 6.9.
Okay. So you see the right-hander? Just round the bend, see the right-hander.
Okay, guys. I'll start thinking about it pretty shortly. Ladies, we're coming.
We'll get 600 meters from here.
Guys, we're very spread out. Really need to group that up quick. Safety, if you're coming, I gave you one job. Come on, tighten up. There's the line, you've got to go now. Go now. Go on, Josh. Come on, guys. Come on, faster. Oh, no. ATP whooped you then. Stop here.
Oh, Christy, me.
Guys, I'm going to watch that back on Patrick's stream, and I'm not happy about that.
That's so hard.
Stop here. I'm not killing myself on the front to give ATP a lead out. If they jump on our train and it's going fine, great.
Yes,
But when we open up like that. Pair menu.
Closing gaps.
Yeah, that wasn't good. That simply wasn't good enough. I know I'm moaning, but I said the same thing last week, and we had a big chat about it afterwards. We had one big instruction there, which was to close the gaps, and the gaps behind me and Coach and Patrick were absolutely gargantuan.
Yeah, man, not complaining, but I was using the rear view camera that time, to try to get a better idea what it was, and I don't know, man. It's really confusing.
I'm gonna have to watch it back because I'm very frustrated that this keeps happening and somebody's obviously doing something they shouldn't be doing. So I'm gonna watch it back. If you know it's you, stop doing it. Simple.
I gotta close gaps.
Don't make me call you out on it. Somebody's letting wheels go to hold their own chances in the sprint. And there's two people that we're trying to protect here. For the majority of that group that was just coming through them with me.
Yeah, the protected riders should always be doing what's in their best interest. Always.
Well, the protected riders should be at the very back of the group, A and B. Everybody else should filter. And they should just close the gaps. So if you had the same thing happen last week, so I know I'm being harsh on you. We made about the exact same thing last week. I don't want to have to go back through the footage and watch it. I just want it to be, when I'm saying push up here, ATP are rolling, we just need to be tight. And then people are letting the wheels go. Something's not right, is it? So we're going to have to...
I didn't let it go. I lost the wheel, but I was still at the front of our group, if you know what I mean. So when you say go, I still went. So I still let out, if you want to call it that, from the guys. I wasn't hanging at the back, but I lost the wheel. I don't know what happened, whether I hit an incline or whatever it was. But by that point, we were in the middle of ATP, so you know, they were as good a lead out as the rest.
They weren't, they weren't. They absolutely weren't. They benefited from our lead out better than anybody else. They jumped on. They jumped on in their gaps.
I think the issue might be
the people that came past me weren't our people that came past me at 15 watts per kilo weren't our team. That's for sure. It was ATP.
I completely missed the start. I thought the start was at 7.6 and it hit me at about 7.4.
Yeah, it's difficult to get it exactly right.
Okay.
I fucked up the grill.
Okay.
When you shouted go, that's when I went, and I was 50 meters behind you by that point.
Yeah. When I say go, I mean launch it with everything you've got. But the primary objective is hold, like I said before, is hold the wheel.
I know.
No gaps. No gaps.
Okay. Everybody move up to me, please. Yeah, you can budge up. Jake, if you just move up to me,
yeah, budge up.
Bike changes now whilst we're in stationary, rather than panicking when you get somewhere near the front. If you're doing a bike change, that is.
What bike keys all changing to?
I'm on the Athos S Works with Milsteins.
Canyon CFR with Milsteins.
Still too early for that. Maybe not for a lead out, but for me it would be. It's not enough arrow.
Right, I'm sitting at. Okay, I'm now moving up to Jake. Everybody moves up to Jake. Jake's right on the bed. Everybody move up. And that's the other thing. When Jake says we're starting, we are.
It's just the little things, guys. I know we're moaning at you, but it's the stuff that's easy to get right. No one's not saying you're not doing a great job in the sprint and putting down the watts. So if you're going to go to the energy of putting down the watts, why aren't we going to, why aren't we going to get the fastest time for it? Why are we going to let the easy things slow us down? That's why it's frustrating, because you're all absolute killers on the watts per kilo front.
So where's the climb start, Patrick?
It's about 9.0, is it? No, it's more than that. Sorry, is it 11.0? Something like that.
It's a long way from here.
11.5. Yeah. So you've got. It's going to be
12.5.
12.5. Okay, so you know this one, guys, don't you? Libby Hill.
Just as hard as you can go from the bottom.
Okay.
We'll give you.
Listen, it starts where the roads go very close together. After the hairpin, the roads go close together, and then they split. The green line is where the roads split up again and go further apart.
Yeah, you can see it coming up. It's a red line, by the way, because it's a KLM.
Is it about a minute? Is it the effort?
It's gonna, yeah. I mean, it depends what time we're going to be aiming for in the in the leaderboard. I got a feeling Steve D'Alessandro is going to do some sort of insane time again that we won't be able to compete with. So I suggest we just pace ourselves in A. And I think Patrick, really, you're not going to like it, but you got to be going between 9 and 10 up there. It's only a minute. It's only 1 minute. We'll pace you up it. I suggest we have a lead out per rider. So it's going to be again like the approach speed is actually useful on this one because the base of it's not actually very steep. So you're going to need still a bit of. When I've actually done this segment before and done higher watts per kilo solo to a rider that was in a group and set a slower time because it's just about entry speed and draft as well is quite important until the upper slopes where it gets really steep. So we're going to have to try and use a bit of pace on the front as we're approaching it. But really, once you get there, it's going to be the protected riders go as hard as they can, and you're either going to be helping a protected rider, which we'll figure out in a second, who needs help, or you're going to be trying to steal points for someone else in another category, if you know what I mean. So like in A, we'll be trying to beat Nurse Daniel. Darren will be trying to beat Nurse Daniel, for example, and Tommy. But who have we got that needs a lead out? So who are our protected riders in E? Tina?
And Cat.
Okay, what sort of pace are you guys looking at?
I can do around 8:59.
Okay, for the minute.
I'm gonna.
He's gonna kill me.
I've done
Okay.
10
Go for
before,
about-
but that man died after a minute.
Right, okay,
Trying to
so
go-
what we'll do is you and Patrick will group up and we'll give you guys a lead out together because that pace will be similar. So that's okay. So we'll give you guys a 1 or 2 lead outs. We'll come back to that. Kat, what sort of pace are you doing?
I'm gonna aim for like 7.
Okay. Josh?
6.5 to 7, hopefully.
Dan?
I'm just gonna try to blast. I really want Jamie to follow my wheel.
Okay, that's not an answer to the question though.
Yeah, it is.
What pace are you doing up there?
I'm gonna try to hold 9:10 as long as I can, and then try to see if I can finish the climb. So if Jamie's on my wheel, we're good.
Okay. It sounds like you're going to go off. It sounds like so you're just going to try and lead out Jamie, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So Jamie, what pace do you want to go at?
My 1 minute power is around 500, so you're talking about 7.5.
Okay, Dan. So Dan, can you sit just above that then?
Rather than
go, well, just 8-9 watts per kilo. Don't go at 9-10 because that's going to drop Jamie. So if you're leading him out, you want to sit just above what he can hold, right? So if he can hold 7 to 7.7, you aim for 8.
Yeah, I can probably hold that almost the whole way up. Maybe.
Okay, perfect. We'll do that. Okay. So who else have we got? Have we got anyone else in B we're working for today? I don't think so, have we? Right, so that leaves everybody else is a lead out or a point scorer. So Dazza, you go for points, I think, in A.
Hey, Jamie, the trick here is when we make the turn onto the cobbled climb off the road, onto the steep part of Libby, we have to actually ramp up the watts probably for 5 to 10 seconds. So
Yeah, that's probably when I'll hit the feather. I've got a feather power, so hit the cobbles, I'll hit the feather.
I'll have the van going before that turn. So just so you know, okay?
Okay, Layla, Jess, what sort of pace are you guys talking about?
I have no idea. I'm at 10 kilometers now. I've changed bike, and I'll just start a little bit before when you start, so I can maybe get the speed up before I start. But I'm not sure how fast I can go up there. I haven't pushed myself anytime on that hill, really.
Okay, I appreciate that, although it's not the easiest to plan for. So what I suggest is we give you and Jess Kerry as a dedicated lead out. And then
Kerry had to go.
Yeah, Kerry can go. Kerry can go. Kind of. Is Kerry not here? Did we say?
No, she had to.
Okay.
I can do it.
I thought she was here. Okay. Coach. Okay. Over to you then, Coach, on that one, please.
So I'm leading out Jess and
Layla.
What's Layla under? She actually written down as
Layla Snow. Yeah.
Layla Snow. Guys, you need to look for me.
Okay.
So, are we going to let ATP mess with the?
No, let's just finish going through who's doing what, and then we'll talk about everything else. Okay, let's go through the list. So we've got Chris, Wadrup, and Silas. I want you guys helping Josh and Kat.
So, sorry, Chris and Silas, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're looking after Josh and Kat because Josh and Kat are going to be going at similar sort of pace from the sounds of it. So you two are just leading out, just ahead of those two at whatever pace they're holding, and then that's going to leave Patrick Carney, Stewie, me, and Tommy. So what I suggest to lead out Dazza, Patrick, Karlstrom, and Tina. So I suggest we just kind of hold what pace we can. I mean, Tommy, if you, it's either going to be a case of sit just ahead of them and try and lead them out for as long as you can, and then if you crack, or if you can try and grab a few points, you can sit in the wheels or whatever and try and grab a few points off Nurse Daniel, but make sure you don't beat Patrick. Not that there's much danger of that. I don't think anyone's beating Patrick.
Am I right in thinking that this starts on a bit of a slope and then the KOM starts halfway up that slope?
Yeah, and guys, I'm just going to try to hang on as long as possible.
Yeah, kind of starts.
Okay, yeah. So basically, there's a little bit of a drag. You do the little bit of a drag. You take a left turn. The left turn's a descent, a false flattish descent for a few hundred meters, 500, 600 meters. You get to the bottom of that. You turn right. As you go right, you start going upwards. The KOM's pretty much there at the bottom as you go right.
Yeah, okay.
And then it's steep as hell till the top. But it gets steeper as you go up. And then when you get the cobbles, it gets real steep as it starts curving around until you hit the banner.
Okay.
So I want Haggis, Tommy, me and Patrick Carney trying to sit on the front for Dazza, Patrick and Tina as long as you can. If you find gaps open up, find one of those three riders and help them for as long as you can, or try and score points on it. It's going to be difficult. We can put as many plans as we want in, but when we hit the slopes, it's all just going to spread out, I expect. So do what you can, look after people. We'll try and what I'll probably try and do is, rather than trying to lead Patrick out the whole way up the climb, I'll probably sit on the front of the group at the beginning of the base on this false flat descent and try and get the pace up there. So you probably won't see me in the top. I'll definitely have some for the first half anyway. Okay, so any questions? Patrick, sorry, what were you asking before?
Yeah, I can see ATP is standing in the sharp hairpin right before that, so they are waiting for us.
Okay.
And they will surely mess up trying to keep up with your lead out rider.
Yeah, fun and games though. That's part of the tactics. We can't blame them for that. I would probably be doing the same thing if I was looking at the stronger team. But what I think we do is we tighten it up. Like I said before on the last one, we try and get tight. If ATP try and jump in or on us, okay, we can't do anything about that. But what we can do is keeping ourselves as tight as possible, as efficient as possible, and maximising what we're doing for each other. So I want it tight. When we hit to the bottom of the descent, it's going to come apart anyway. So I wouldn't worry about ATP then. You can probably use some of them, if I'm honest. You know, just be a big blob up, just be a big blob at the top, won't it? Yeah. So the difficult part's going to be the lead into the segment, making sure ATP don't disrupt us there. And as long as we're tight, I think we'll be okay. So people call it out on the front. It is difficult to see. I'm looking at just meter markers behind me. So you look after each other, call it out if we can. I know we can't do too much once it starts, but just try and not let ATP get in between you, because that's what they'll be trying to do. They'll be trying to disrupt our rhythm, slow us down, and get in between us. And they did a good job of it last time. But now we know they're going to do it again. So just tighten up.
Jake,
Yeah.
I'm sitting next to Josh, and I advise Kat to come up as well. So then I'm wearing the blue hat, so they know the lead outs. I don't know whether that would help.
It can, yeah, if you want to do that, go ahead. Yeah. By all means.
And with Chris Rogers as well, you come up as well.
Layla and Jess, you don't need to ride off because I'm going to be sitting at the back of this group for you. So there's no point in, I mean, if you don't catch my wheel until you get to the hill, there's nothing you can do for you.
Also, Chris and Silas, your priority is Josh. I will just hang on and you guys just pace him. Pace Josh.
So Layla and Jess, you need to hang on because I'll be at the back of this group and then I'll ride at your pace into the start. Okay? If you're not on my wheel going into the start, there's nothing I can do.
Yes, awesome, guys. I'll try. We'll try.
I'll be at the back of the main group, so you don't need to chase the group.
And before we get going as well, remember that when you get into the banner at the top, stop pedaling immediately. You should have plenty of time to grind to a halt before we go down the descent. But if you start going down that descent and rolling, you're on the next comp. Sorry, like there's nothing we can do for you. So make sure you stop, group up immediately afterwards, and we'll take a good breather before we do the final segment.
Okay, ready to go?
Everybody feel good?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, let's do this.
Okay. Oh, 10. I'll count them down. 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Layla and Jess, I will be at the back of the group.
Oh,
so Layla and Jess, you need to shout that the pace is too hot going into the start of the flight.
I am at 10 kilometers already, so.
I'm right at the front of the group.
Okay, starting this flattish descent here at 8.3 now.
Okay, I've got a pink cap on. Wow. I don't know if it's pink or cerise or whatever. All I know is I look good in it.
You always look good, coach.
I was going to say, what don't you look good in, coach?
Yeah. Okay, Jess, where are you?
She's 20 seconds ahead.
I'm right at the front of the group. I'm just easy pedaling. Let you guys catch me.
9 kilometers.
So remember, Chris Wadrup, keep an eye on that blue Tron. Might be worth one of us going a bit further ahead, so he's got like a leapfrog relay race.
Okay, looking good.
9.3.
Okay, so we won't really start even the ramp up for the guys on the front until, you know, I said we'll take that left turn and there's about a 600 meter descent. We'll start it on as we go around that bend.
There's a nice little 8% little bump up here so we don't blow up.
Yeah, we got a couple of K before we start ramping up anyway, guys. So don't panic yet.
9.7.
12.5-ish, we think, is the start of the segment.
Picked up some haggis.
Ride-ons from Colin.
Miss you.
Where is he?
Okay, Jess, I'm just coming past you now. I'm at the back of the group, Jess. You tell me what you need.
Gonna try hold on to the group until the KOM and then just do my own thing.
It really is the best way, Jess. As a not very good climber, if we can carry their speed into the hill, we're best off.
Now remember, ATP will be doing their thing, so we just need to be tight. Okay, about K or so before we start ramping.
Where are you, Layla?
At 11 now.
We're just passing you now, Layla. Jump on.
Poof! And there they went.
Are you on, Layla?
No, she's dropped a little.
All right, I'll wait for her. I'm waiting, Layla.
As we take the switch back, I want to start ramping it. Not massively, because it's a descent and we need to keep everyone together, but get a little pace going on the front. And you can see the right bend, that's where the comms starts. So tighten up here. ATP look like they've gone. Don't worry about them. Tighten up, 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 tighten up. We're going too slow, guys. Tighten up. What's going on?
All right, Jamie.
Okay, here's the start.
Jamie.
Come on, go, go, go. Everything you got, slow.
Right, Layla.
Yeah.
Try and hold my wheel as long as you can. Here we go, Layla. Come on, push. Push, Layla. Push onto my wheel, Layla.
Come on, Jamie. Come on, Jamie.
Yes.
Come on, Jamie. There you go.
Stop, stop, stop.
Come on, Jamie. Push it.
Fuck.
Give me go.
Well done, Kat. That's a personal record for you, Kat.
Thanks, Dasa. Thanks, Jake. Hey, guys. Oh.
Sorry, Dazza Patrick. Didn't have the legs today. Only 9 then for a minute. About 60 watts off the PB there. 50 maybe.
Josh, you're doing 450, 500 watts. Anyone just played away from me.
That was a PR for me, I'm pretty sure.
Thanks, good work, team. Good work, everyone.
My wife just came upstairs to check on me. She heard me puking.
That's perhaps more detail than we needed to know.
Yeah, I like to share. At least I muted beforehand.
Hey, listen. If I'm pulling for guys, I want to know they're giving it their all. I'm happy to know that. Makes me happy.
I will never give you less than I got.
Me and Jamie took 1 and 2 on C.
It's the same for the leadouts, Josh. They'll kill themselves for you as well. We're all giving it as much as we can. Everybody's killing it for the team. Good work, guys.
You overtook me on the start line and I never got near him again.
I feel we were a little bit slow on the leading.
Yep.
That's
what I mean. We need to be
I don't know, we were at 4 watts a kilo by the time we hit the start line.
Yeah, it's not enough. the thing is as well, because it's about, like I said before, it's not, you can do 1,000 watts on a 10%. It ain't much different to 800 watts on a 10%. You're still on 10%, and you're going at 6 or 5 kph. The lead-in, going in, hitting the base of that column at 50 kph or 40 is a massive difference. So it really is about getting the speed up before we get into it. And I'm going to say it again. You made me shout at you guys. There were big gaps opened up there that shouldn't have been. We're going to have a look back at it afterwards. I know it's hard. You've got the minute you're thinking about, but I don't really know how many other ways I can shout it.
Is it not benefit for somebody like me and maybe Chris in terms of I'm not a strong climber like that to be further up so that when they catch up we can sort of give them a slingshot?
No, because it's about, this is what we're saying, your slingshot effect at 8 kilometers an hour is non-existent. It's the speed entering the base of the climb. There's no draft at 8 kph. The draft stops at 17, 18 kph. So if you're going slower than that, you're not helping anybody. It's just psychological. So when we're on the upper slopes and it's 6 kph or whatever it is, nobody's helping anybody. It's just psychological. The way you can help them is how fast they're getting to the bottom of that climb, plus how fast they're going up the bottom of it. That makes a tremendous difference. It's like all sprints, really. But this one, it's more pronounced on the climbs.
And KOMs like this, I have to try and chase the ace as long as I can and just go till I die.
Yeah, it's about draft speed, really. It's again, and I know it's weird for the lower cat riders who are going, I'm hanging on at threshold here, I haven't got a sprint. But like, it's still going to be faster. Try it, go solo and do your max sprint and tell me what the difference is. I guarantee you it's going to be quite massive.
15 seconds difference.
Huge difference. So I know it feels like you're hurting yourself more and you've got nothing left, but that's still way faster than going solo and going as hard as you can when you hit the line.
I get that. It's what I agree with Chris Rodbrook was when he said that Josh takes us straight to the start, and we're not providing any lead out. I mean, we're too slow in that respect and should have been much further ahead.
Well, exactly, because that's where I'm saying to you, close the gaps. So when there's a 13-meter gap behind me and you and Chris are there, that's where you're needed.
So I need to make a suggestion here. I need to be on the front with you guys on this. So I need to be on the front helping lead this out. So Jamie and Chris, they can help lead out Josh if they want. They're the two leaders in C right now for today.
This is all about the blob. This one's all about the blob on the downhill. Okay, sorry.
I'm going to go along with 80 people. I have to go early.
Okay, Stewie, thanks for the help, mate. Really appreciate the lead outs today.
Thanks, I tried to help. I don't think I was much.
Always apprecited. Cheers, Stewie.
Every wheel is nice.
Yeah, thanks,
okay,
mate.
I'm at 13 kilometres dead, right on the front. So if you can move up to me, we'll have a chance of starting as a blob.
Which is what we need to do.
Yeah, ATP just
Me and Tina at 13.1 because that was the earliest we could get to the Perry menu.
No, it's supposed to be 13.1 then.
I'll move up to you, Jake.
Cool. Yeah, we're at position 68. And again, like Chris said on this one, what I was just saying about this last climb is even more important on this one because it's shorter and it's steeper and the descent is more pronounced. So it's literally the dynamics and the physics we just said are even more important now. So when your faster guys are going to shoot past the base of the climb, and that's kind of what we want. What we need everybody else to do is to plug the gaps between the front and them to save them plugging the gaps and using some energy that they'll need later up the climb. That's kind of the whole idea. So yeah, try and just keep as close as you can. And the lead outs, I'm anticipating, if you watch, when we put this on YouTube and you watch it back, I'm basically stopped pedaling like halfway through every segment, except that last one where I was trying to score points off Nurse Daniel, even though I was hanging on Patrick's wheel for most of it. But generally speaking, I'll be stopping pedaling halfway or 75% of the way through because I'm totally cooked because I've used most of my energy before we even get to the segment to get us up to speed and to do that. So I need the lead outs to sort of just sit behind me and do the exact same thing, plugging the gaps there, and then they'll peel off sort of when I peel off, and the protected riders come past. That's the whole idea.
So
you can take another minute or two if you want, guys, because this is going to be sheer aggression. The top guys are doing this in 20 seconds. It's going to be sheer raw power watts aggression when we hit the base of the climb. So
yeah, this is just a sprint. The fact it's uphill is irrelevant. It's all about entry speed, and then it's a 20-second sprint.
Do you know what I'd also recommend here is if you're not much of a climber and you don't like steeper gradients, take your trainer difficulty down to 0 or 10% or something, because it's going to be easier than change it because of the descent. It goes really steep down around the corner and then straight up again. That's going to be really tricky changing gear, right? So I would personally take my trainer difficulty down, pick a gear, wind it up on the descent, and then boom, you're already in your gear as you hit the bottom of the climb. You don't have to change gears halfway up because it gets so steep. You don't have to change gears at the bottom because you're going into your sprint gear. To me, it makes more sense. But it's personal preference. It's whatever you prefer. If you're somebody that already doesn't like steeper gradients and you're just a 20-second sprinter, just like Chris said, this is just a 20-second sprint. So you can just take the train difficulty down and make it a flat 20-second sprint if you want to. Your call.
Okay.
One more thing.
Dan, do you want me to leave you out for Cat C?
Say that again, sorry.
I said, does Dan want me to lead him out for Cat C if this is just a pure sprint?
No. I don't want to lead out.
No, you just go for it, Jen. You just do what you can. Get as many points as you can.
This one is just blob up.
Yeah.
Yep.
You won't have.
There's no domestiques on the climb. It's just going to be sheer balls to the wall watts. So your Chris's, Silas's, Patrick's, Carney's, Jake's of this world are going to be Tommy's of this world are going to be Simon Stromberg's of this world are just going to be getting the blob going as fast as you can and keeping the blob together. So if you see a gap open up for 3 meters, that's your job to close it if you're one of those people. And it's the riders at the back of the blob. So you're going to get the riders at the back of the blob to the base of that climb as blobbed up as you can. That's your job. And we're going to have to do it pretty fast. We're going to have to accelerate pretty much as soon as we set off. right? Because it's going to be needing to get up to speed. This one's all about the speed you are at the bottom of the climb, as we've just said repeatedly. So we're going to have to drill it on the descent. So your lead outs are still going to have a job here. That's going to be go hard on the descent and keep the gaps together. Sorry, go on.
Guys, what bike do you use for this one?
Arguable.
I'm
Who
using
knows?
Tron.
I'm on the Tron right now.
That's what I use.
I changed back to the I
That
changed back to the
speed
Tron
with air bike.
because that's I'm gonna have the advantage of the
Because you
down.
need something for the okay. Yeah.
Right, Steve
Dan, what are you doing?
Steve D'Alessandro just did it at 20.45. I'm sure people have done this one in 19 before. So it's
I'm gonna
beatable.
beat that.
Yeah, I think you can, Josh. I think you will.
This
This is where you stick it to him.
We'll go
Sorry.
We'll go on the top of the hour.
Coach, can you do a 10-9-8 lead in, please, so we all put the first foot down together rather than stagger it. We haven't got space to stagger it this time.
Yeah, I've got to count you in.
And if you're
90 seconds.
And if you're off the back of the group as we go over the top, you're not coming back. If you let a gap open up, that gap's not coming back together, and anybody behind you is fucked. So you've screwed yourself and everybody behind you. So do not let any gaps open up. Use your energy to close them, even if it's part of your sprint energy. You will thank me later.
Dan, what bike are you going for?
A bit late to decide now. We've got a minute.
Yeah, just
1 minute to go. Whatever bike you've got.
Sight yourselves up, guys, because as soon as we basically start rolling, the sprint's going to be within about 20 seconds, 30 seconds tops. One more to go.
45.
ATP is waiting at the bottom.
Okay, don't worry about them.
No, I'm just kidding.
If they try and get on us as waiting at the bottom, they're screwed.
30 seconds.
They already went.
They're screwed. If they do that, they're screwed. Don't worry about them. We just got to keep tight. One more, guys.
15. 10.
Start making sure your sensors are working.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, make sure you're pedaling. Coach, you've gone off pretty hard there.
Yeah, too hard.
You went off at 5. Okay, group up on me. Everybody tighten up here. Tighten up on me right now. Right now, tighten up. Close the gaps. If you're a protected rider to the back, if you're not, close those gaps to me right now. Okay, good. Start ramping. Guys, you got to start ramping. Make sure no gaps. Josh is coming past. Go. Go on, guys. Everything you got, Snow. Come on. Boom. Alley. Come on, guys. You got this. Come on, Patrick. Come on. Yes, Patrick. Come on. Animals. Yes. Come on. That was beautiful. Well done, team. That was perfectly executed.
Nice, Tina.
I lost it pretty too early.
You came to me, coach, and the other guys at the bottom of the hill. It was perfect.
I finished just a hair behind Josh. That is perfect.
Yeah, I had a bit of worries because Josh came flying past like a bullet.
Dude, that was awesome.
So good, guys. You beat Steve D'Alessandro. You've beat Nurse Daniel. Nurse Daniel's had a bad day today. He's a fantastic sprinter, but we've put him to the sword today. We have to take our chances. He has us all the time on the flat. We have to have him where we can. He's too dangerous to be left alive.
We have to climb
Make
up to
sure,
the banner.
make sure you get to the end, guys.
You
Well
took
done,
it
team.
down.
Some really good results today.
Oh, you really took it down.
Right, just crossing the line now in 1 minute 50. Do you reckon I'll get any points?
Well done, Chris.
Great job,
Thanks.
guys.
Great job, guys.
Come on, Layla. We'll ride to the finish.
Oh.
I hate hills.
And remember, if you
Nice
don't want to do the
jersey
climb at the
collection.
end, you can just take the training difficulty down. No one. I don't want to hear any climbs. I don't want to see Richard Carter hand cranking it up there again.
Shit.
Man, them were some of the best climbs I've ever done. That was awesome.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a good one to end on. The last one in particular, I think, was executed perfectly.
Oh, it was awesome.
Okay, someone is.
Good job, Dan.
Someone say ATP.
Okay.
That was perfect, guys.
Someone say ATP were at the steps at the bottom of the hill or something weird.
Nah, she was joking.
Oh.
They would have gone.
I was going to say, that would have been a very strange place to start the lead out.
Chris, the time you got there is awesome.
You ever race this course? This is the worst finish in the whole of Britain.
Yes, I agree.
I love this finish.
It's brutal.
Isn't this where Peter Sagan won? This is where he made his move, no?
Yeah. On 23rd.
I thought he made his move on Libby.
Well, maybe, yeah, maybe it was maybe.
It's 23rd.
I mean, on the, yeah, and then he went, yeah.
23rd.